Hi there, my name's Paul. Thought I'd do this for the first time. Never done this before. Never really sort of talked to you guys and sort of filled you in what's going on. Never sort of done a blog or a vlog. So yeah, thought it'd be an interesting enough time to do it. I am today about to try to go out and do my first drone flight. So yeah, I bought the new DJI FPV drone. Against some of the direction from YouTubers and things, because they say this is not a beginner drone. I definitely know that, but yeah, I just sort of fell in love with the capabilities of it. I've been interested in drones for a while, but just never really got around to buying one. Just didn't. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, it arrived this week, and unpacked it, and we'll go through some of the actual details later. But for now, I just kind of wanted to say hi and yeah, see what is what with this. So it should be interesting. I'm going to try and film and record as much of it as possible, what's sort of going on, and yeah, we will just see what's what. Hopefully I'm not going to crash it. It does have three modes, so it's got a normal mode, a sports mode, and a manual mode. So manual mode is really for your experts, your very experienced flyers. I won't be doing that today. I just want to get a feel, get it up in the air for the first time, not do anything too crazy or wild. No one wants to crash their drone on the first flight, especially not me. This one is, yeah, it's expensive. I'm just going to have to say it. Definitely don't want to crash it. But yeah, with that, we're going to head out on the road very shortly. We will see you in a bit. I'll actually probably just see you in the car in a few seconds. Yay, we're on the road. First time on the road with our gimbal. So I've got an Osmo Mobile gimbal that's attached to my phone at the minute. It should be tracking everything, hoping and recording. I'll find that out later. So yes, we've found a spot to go fly the drone for the first time. Should be hopefully okay. Although it does look a little bit rainy at the minute. I'm excited and nervous. So that's that thing of I've never flown a drone before. I have no idea how to do it. Obviously read the instructions, I know the controls, I've played video games for years and years. That obviously isn't quite the same thing, but it's a little bit similar. It's like one of the options you can configure the controls so the control feels more than you're used to. So it's got some really good settings in it to kind of make it feel easy and natural, which is what you would like to hope. Apologies if the sound is shit in this as well. Really looking forward to this. Just again, hope I don't crash. Probably won't. I'm very cautious in general. So the idea is to not actually take it really out of normal. I'm used to taking off, flying a little bit, the directions, the controls, not flying too far away either. But literally just getting used to the control. Big if, but yeah, if things go well, if I do get a bit of confidence up, we might try sport mode, but that would be it. Sport mode basically doubles the speed of this thing. So for the sake of ease, they sort of work off a 30, 60, 90 kind of configuration. So normal mode does about 30-ish miles per hour. Sport doubles that to 6, and then manual M mode to 90. We're not trying manual mode. It's actually not that easy to get it into manual mode, which is good. They've made it awkward. They've made it difficult to kind of set up manual mode. So you can't just accidentally flip it on and just plummet your drone into the ground. So lots of people have had gripes about that because obviously more experienced flyers want to just get out of the box, fly in manual mode and just take off, and they can't. At the end of the day, I don't think this drone is kind of immediately orientated at those very, very experienced flyers. I think it's more for those beginners. At the end of the day, it is a consumer product, so they kind of have to make it a little bit for everybody. So I think they've done that well. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. A few seconds actually for you, but could be a bit long for me, obviously. But yes, wrap this up for now, and we will see how the flight goes. Bye for now. So yeah, it's been interesting. I've had the drone now for a couple of months, but don't know what I was going to say. So yes, you've just seen me sort of flying the drone for the first time. Now, that clip was going back several weeks now. We're now in May, whenever I'm recording this, and that was obviously taken back in March whenever I first got the drone. It's been a little bit delayed getting this video out to you, so apologies, but yeah, I just wanted to summarise and explain some things. So yeah, the drone was interesting. It's really, really fun to fly. As I had said in the earlier part of the video, it's really good that it doesn't have such an easy switch over to manual, because I actually messed up my first flight. I had the intent of going in and just sitting in normal mode, getting to grips with it for a few minutes, maybe even the whole flight. I hadn't really much intention of leaving normal mode, just kind of figuring things out, and if I got a bit more confident, then I could flip into sports mode. However, what happened was I was accidentally in sport mode right from the get-go, and at some point in the flight I was like, okay, I'm getting comfortable with this, I'll just pop it into sports mode, flick the switch, and was like, this feels like it's already in sports mode. And I looked down and it was, and yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, it could have been disastrous, but I actually got to grips with it really well. It was really comfortable to play with, and like I suspected, it was actually very similar to playing computer games with analog stick controls. That I'm already familiar with those things, so it takes a little bit of adjustment to get used to, because they're rather sensitive, and I think over the last few flights that I've had, I've definitely got to grips with it a lot better. Some of my movements are a lot more smooth. They could probably still do with being smoothed out a little bit, and again, it's still part of the learning. I've had maybe 7 or 8 flights in total. I just have had one battery for now, and this week I've actually just bought the Fly More pack, so I get 2 extra additional batteries. So I now have a total of 3. So whenever I go out and I fly, instead of me just flying for 7, 8 minutes, maybe 10 if I'm lucky, I can now fly, triple that. So at least open to 25 minutes, half an hour ish. So that should give me a lot more flights to kind of get used to the controls and just get to grips a lot quicker than I have been with just the one battery. But yeah, just to wrap up very quickly and end this, I know it has been quite a long video if you're still here. And thank you for watching if you are still here. Really, really appreciate the time that you're giving me. And hope you are enjoying it, and hope you enjoyed this and future videos as well. But it's such a fun drone. I've never flown a drone before, so I can't really say too much on my experience of this versus another, but I have definitely had a great time, and it's a beginner. I'm a total noob, total beginner for this. So there's lots of people saying, don't get this, this isn't a beginner drone, you need to go out and you need to get a lot more experience first. And while that could be true, I don't necessarily think so. It's definitely catered for both sides of things, both the experienced, who know and are familiar with controls, and want something different, something a little bit more fast-paced and action-based, but they've also put in those beginner features so that you can stay safe and still learn in a safe way. Now, it does come with a caveat that you have to be sensible yourself. I have tested it in manual mode after a few flights, and it scared me, like it just terrified me, and I nearly crashed it into the ground within the first few minutes of me just popping it in manual mode. And yeah, that side of things is definitely going to take more time and it's going to be a bigger struggle. But I'm having a great time in the other modes, and I just don't see that being a problem as long as you're careful. And that's the big thing. I think a lot of people aren't being careful, or they think, I've flown a drone before, I'll be fine with this one. And it's just possibly not the same. That this does take a little bit of a different method of flight. There's that to consider. But again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.